And welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino and we're looking at a beer. I had to get my wife to read this beer for me. I was able to guess what it was, but I had to get her to read it for me because the text, the color scheme just doesn't lend itself to my eyes. I mean, the original of this doesn't, the text style on it doesn't help much for me. But this is the from Brook. It's their Raspberry Uber. So Raspberry Uber. Uber is their Berliner Weiss. So this is the Raspberry Berliner Weiss. It is 3.8% alcohol by volume. And I mean, I'm really excited about something like this. A Raspberry Berliner Weiss. I don't know how that'll go. I don't know how it plays together, but I'm excited. Brewer's Elements. Yeah, I can't even read the ingredients on this. It's Ontario raspberries, Styrian golden hops, wheat and Pilsner malts, and Bavarian Weiss yeast. Okay, so what you'd expect. They actually give you good breakdowns on this stuff and all that, as long as you can read it. And obviously, I'm having trouble lately with some of this stuff. So. Popper, please don't explode. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, John and Ryan do it again. The one thing that pisses me off the most is when you read something that says raspberries and it's not red. And the telltale sign that it's real raspberries is right there in the head. I don't know if the camera is going to pick it up properly, but that head is pink. It's a pink-hued head. It looks a lot like strawberry milk, like the froth on the top of strawberry milk. The Berliner Weiss itself, pure red. The Berliner Weiss, when you get it as a Berliner Weiss, just the Berliner Weiss has that like straw color. So this is amazing. This is exactly what I want a raspberry beer to look like, all the way down to the head. I want that pink head. That could have been taken wrong, mattering how you look at it. Smell. Oh. See, I get excited when I read something that says that it is something like this, like it says I'm a raspberry beer and it smells and looks the part, because I hate getting raspberry extracts, I hate getting natural flavors, I hate getting all that stuff. Give me raspberries. If it's a raspberry beer, give me raspberries, and that's what this is giving me. I'm getting a little bit of that weedy dryness on the nose. Lots of raspberries though, both the sweet and the sour. And if you buy tubs of raspberries, you know that you're going to get both. You're going to get some raspberries that are amazingly sweet and beautiful, and some that are amazingly sour and beautiful, and some that are sweet or sour and not very good at all. But yeah, it has that like mixture of sweet, fresh raspberry and somewhat sour, squishy raspberry going on. Oh, it smells so good. Yeah, I need to try it. Cheers. Oh yeah. Okay. So, for those of you that do not know, I loved Uber. I've had many bottles of Uber. I've mixed it with syrup, both maple syrup and simple syrup and woodruff syrup. I've mixed it. I've drank it through a straw like you would, with syrup and without. I've drank it straight up. I've drank it warm. I've drank it cold. I love Uber because it is a great Berliner Weiss. It has everything a Berliner Weiss is supposed to have. This does too, plus some, which makes me even more in love with it. It has that full-on sourness. That first sip, I almost puckered. I almost did that face when I drank it, and it, not because I don't like it, because I love myself some sour beers, but that first sip of something, especially when I'm going into yeah, it's a Berliner Weiss, so I should have known it was sour, but it was full of raspberries and it smelled kind of sweet, so I wasn't sure what I was going to get, and then I took that first sip and it was all sourness, and it almost did make me do the pucker, which is amazing to me. Amazing to me. But yeah, sour, dry on the background, tart, and tart with a touch of sweetness at the forefront, because you get that sweet raspberry taste for just a second, and then you go into sour raspberry with sour wheat beer, and that sour raspberry and the sour wheat taste mixed together to complement the beautifulness of the beer and the dryness of the beer. So it's like a touch of sweet, bang sour dry, and then bang just dry. Excuse me. And you can taste the raspberries. Again, you get a touch of sweetness on the raspberry, but it's very, very, it fades very quickly to sour raspberry, and you're getting almost like that, when you've just ate your sweet raspberry and you're left with just the little black seeds and pits and stuff in your teeth, and you're chewing on them and you get that sourness. That's kind of what it reminds me of. I think what I love about this the most is that sweetness coming off of the raspberries means that you actually can drink this without syrup at all and still almost get what you would get from a syruped Berliner Weiss, because you do get that touch of sweetness up at the very forefront, but it's now, instead of staying sweet, you get a mixture of fruitiness, which is a beautiful, beautiful little thing. Now, 3.8% alcohol, which means if you like sour beers, you can easily put down the whole 750 milliliter bottle of this. But I would suggest you share this with a friend. I really would. Or two friends. Two friends is great, especially if you're not big on sour beers. And sour beers are great in my opinion, but also in my opinion they wear on you fast. I don't know if I didn't love sour beers as much as I did, if I would be able to actually finish a bottle of this. All that being said, I'm giving this a 9.25 out of 10. I really enjoy this. It's the right ABV, it's the right flavor, it's the right color, it's the right everything for what it is. Excuse me, guys. This is the Rhino signing off. I'm going to sip the rest of this as I watch iZombie. I just watched the first episode and it seemed pretty good, so I'll give it another few episodes and see if I'm going to continue watching it. Bye, guys.